The threat of frustrated students carrying out demonstrations owing to unpaid allowances by NSFAS seems to have calmed. This following the decision by Higher Education Minister Dr. Blade Nzimande to dissolve the board of the National Student Financial Aid Scheme earlier in the week. Nzimande announced not only the dissolution of the board, but also that he was placing the institution under administration. Well, to get a feeling and a sense of on the ground, let's take you to Newzroom Afrika's Katleho Sekhotho, who is in Gauteng. Katleho, good to speak to you. What are the sentiments of some student bodies following the recent NSFAS developments?
A very good afternoon, Hugo. Indeed, lots of anticipation ahead of that briefing by the Minister, Dr. Blade Nzimande, on the developments happening at NSFAS. As we know, that it means that a lot of students were frustrated before the announcement of the dissolution of the board earlier this week, as well as the placing the NSFAS as an institution under administration. Lots of frustration from students because they were not paid their allowances, and actually threatening some kind of demonstrations leading up to that announcement. But to get more, I have with me Thato from SAUS, a student body, to chat to us about their sentiments. Thato, thank you for your time. I mean, just take us through your immediate reaction when we heard that announcement by the minister.
Look, I must say that thank you for having me. I must say that we welcome that announcement. It's long overdue. It's just that our problem is that it took time. It was NSFAS has been crippled for the longest of time, and in our opinion and our view has always been that students are frustrated on the ground. They are not getting their allowances. They are failing. They are not eating on time. Everything happens at a late time, where students are frustrated. Demonstrations have been ongoing left, right, and center, and that has been one of our frustrating position as SAUS. Driving from last year to date, we have students who are eligible to be funded but yet have not received allowances. Earlier this year, we had students whom we were unable to register on the app on the basis that they are younger than 18 while they are doing first year, but they are eligible, but they are supposed to have received their allowances and they have not received their allowance. Placing the NSFAS board on administration is a good position, but over and across board, it does not resolve the problem that students have not received money to date. Students are frustrated. Tests are ongoing, and you know that if you don't eat, you ultimately cannot study, and if you can't study, you fail, and the sequence goes on and on and on, and the frustration is on the ground. It's only a matter of time that the students themselves will start to lead themselves, and it's going to be very disastrous. Yeah.
What would you like to see happen at NSFAS? I mean, now that the board has been removed by the minister, it's under administration as an institution. What would you like to see happen at NSFAS?
You see, what we'd like to see is the smooth running of students receiving their allowances on time. It's what matters. So what matters is students receiving their allowance on time, students having accommodation adequately, and the rest of this other mangle moose is neither here nor there, because what we want is students having an effective, study time, not having to wake up, look for food, doing nefarious activities in order for them to receive food and etc. But over and across board, after it being put on administration, there is still a crisis at that institution that needs to be dealt with. How that thing is going to be dealt with, we are still anticipating that is dealt with. Maybe for in the interim, because there's been a report that has indicated to the board that the placing of those companies was equally wrong and corruptionless. They should have tested it somewhere. They should do that particular process, look at that report and implement the investigation and the findings of the report. But in the interim, maybe they should give that system to the university so that universities can be able to give students the money, because when the universities are the ones giving students money, then we are able to can receive allowances on time. And if we are frustrated, we know that we can deliberately just rush up to go to the CFO's office and those that are working with on the university, not wait for people who are at Cape Town to whom you can't complain to. Only those our comrades who are at Cape Town can issue our frustrations.
We'll leave it there for now. Thato, thank you very much. Hugo, you've heard it there from Thato, the leader in the SAUS student body, just explaining there that, intervention, some ideas in terms of turning around NSFAS, making it accessible to students, but certainly looking forward to hearing what the minister will say later this afternoon.
Katleho, Sekhotho with some student leaders as they express some relief at the new management of NSFAS.